Good day, children. My name is Mrs. C. Obona. Welcome to the second edition of our online learning. Before I introduce the topic, I want to tell you some of our learning objectives on this topic, which is tenses. That is, by the end of this learning, students should be able to define tenses. Students should be able to know the difference between regular and irregular verbs. Students should be able to know the present tense and past tense of some irregular and regular verbs. These are some of our learning objectives. Look at the screen. Here we have tenses. What is tenses? Tenses are those changes that occur in verb to indicate time. Tenses are those changes that occur in verbs to indicate time. In our previous lesson, I defined a verb as an action or a doing word, and I gave some examples that day. So for you to know what tenses are, you should be able to know the meaning of verb. So now we are going to look at irregular and regular verbs. In English, irregular verbs transform their past to new word, while regular verbs transform their past to ed form. Look at the examples of irregular verbs. Here we have go. The past tense of go is went. As you can see, go is a new word. Here we have went. Went is also a new word. Here we have sit. The past tense of sit is sat. Here we have sweep. The past tense of sweep is swept. Here we have write. The past tense is wrote. These are called irregular verbs in English. We also have some common irregular verbs that retain their past. If you look at the screen, we have hurt. The past tense of hurt is hurt. If you check this word now, there is no common change. The word remains the same both in present and in the past. Here we have cast. The past tense of cast is cast. Here we have hit. The past tense of hit is hit. Let. Cut. Bet. Shut. All these are also irregular verbs. Let's look at the regular verbs. As I said earlier, regular verbs change their past to ed form. That is, the only change that occur in their past is the addition of ed, as you can see here. Here we have cook. We have cooked. This word is not pronounced as cooked. It's cooked. In the transformation, the ed form changed to t. You can see that in phonics alphabet. So here we have cook, cooked. Here we have look, looked. Play, played. Pray, prayed. Like, liked. They are called regular verbs. So whenever verb is transformed to ed form, in English is called regular verb. Now let's look at some of the common irregular verbs in English and their past. I will make some sentences with some of them. For example, we have begin, began. She begins her work early. She began her work last year. As you can see, here is present tense, here is past tense. Here we have bind, bound, come, came, draw, drew, dig, dog, eat, ate, give, gave. These are called the common irregular verbs in English. Here we have some of the common irregular verbs and their past too. Here we have buy, bought, fly, flew, forget, forgot, hold, head, grind, ground, hide, hid, knew, knelt, go, went. If you check this, you can see transformation from one word to another. The words are different. Unlike this one, The only changes you can see here is the addition of ed, but here the words went through process. For example, go has changed to went. That is why these are called irregular, why this one is regular. So let's look at the types of tenses we have in English. In university, they will tell you some tenses like present continuous, past continuous, but at lower secondary and upper primary, you will see some tenses like present tense, past tense, and future tense. That is the major one for the secondary and primary level. So here we have present tense, example is come. Past tense, example is came. The future tense, example is I will come. Let's look at the present tense. What is present tense? It is used to indicate action that is habitual. When you say habitual, something that is happening always. For example, she cooks every day. She cooks every day is a habitual statement or something that is happening at the moment. She comes to school early. You can't say she came to school early. It is very wrong. So for that reason, present tense is used to indicate habitual action, constant action, or action that happened at the moment. The past tense is used to explain something that happened in the past. That is before the present. For example, she came to my house yesterday is a past action. You can't say she came to my house yesterday. It is very wrong. While the future tense is used to explain something that will happen in the future, that is after now. You are telling us, you are anticipating what will happen after now. For example, I will visit you tomorrow. So it's a future tense. So let's look at this. As I said earlier, irregular verbs occurs in two forms. We have some irregular verbs that changes their format to different things. We also have some irregular verbs that retain their formats. All these ones are irregular also. If you check now, the present tense and the past tense are the same thing. For example, we have read, read, broadcast. The past tense of broadcast is broadcast. I see some of you say broadcasted, nothing like that. Broadcast, broadcast. Hot, hot. Cast, cast, not casted. Hit, hit. Let, let. Cut, cut. Bet, bet. Shut, shut. Look at here, we have spread, spread, not spreaded. These are known as irregular verbs in English. Okay, let's look at the tenses in irregular verbs. Some of the tenses in regular verbs. As you all know, regular verbs change their format to only ed. As I said, play, played. The only change that occurs here is ed form. Cook, cooked. Dance, danced. Look, looked. Kill, killed. Slap, slapped. Pray, prayed. They are known as regular verbs.
Zero.
Okay, children, let me give you the summary of today's lesson before the assignment comes forth. Today's lesson is on tenses. As I said earlier, we have three major types of tenses in English: present tense, past tense, and future tense. The present tense is used to indicate action that is habitual, while the past tense is used to indicate action that happened in the past. The future tense is used to explain something that will happen after now. So in English, we have regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are used to are transformed to ed form, while irregular verbs transform to a new word, as you can see. So when you are trying to say something that happened in the past, you will use verb that will match it. For example, she goes to work every day. She went to work yesterday. She sits on my seat regularly. She sat on my seat last year. So when you are talking about these irregular verbs, you must make use of the past and the present tense correctly. And we have some common irregular verbs, as I said earlier. When you are making sentences, you ask yourself, the sentence I'm making, is it present or past? You should be able to know that present tense is for action that is habitual or constant, while past tense is used for something that happened before. So today's assignment is here. Look at the assignment. Find the past tense of the following verbs. Find the past tense of the following verbs. You are going to give me the past tense of these verbs. Number 1 is catch. What is the past tense of catch? Number 2 is choose. 3, drive. 4, bite. 5, shrink. 6, shake. 7, sell. 8, run. 9, sing. 10, steal. I believe you are learning something. So before the commencement of our next class, I'm going to ask you questions on this. Submit your assignments to our page. If you have any question that you want to ask, forward your answer to our page. We are going to give you a constant answer. Thank you so much for your time. I believe you enjoyed today's lesson. See you again next week. Please make your parents happy. Staying at home doesn't mean that you constitute nuisance to your parents. Make your parents happy. Thank you so much for your time.